Chelsea lose to Middlesbrough 1-0. I'm not surprised. As Nate Diaz would say.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Okay, so let's just jump into this. I have a few talking points here, looking at my notes. So let's just jump into it. And right now, as you can see on the screen, is the lineup there. So I'm gonna have this thing where I have the video on this side and then the other screen on the other side, type of thing. I'm just trying out this new thing to see how this YouTube thing works, how I'm gonna make these videos. So anyways, let's look at the lineup here. So I'm not really familiar with Middlesbrough's lineup, but doesn't matter. We're talking about Chelsea, right? So let's look at this. So we got Palmer, a striker. You know, honestly, when I saw this lineup, I was like, why don't we have a striker? We have one on the bench. Yeah, we got two of them. One of them actually scored the last game, but we're not playing him. That's a bit weird. Okay. Cole as left back. We know how that goes. Yeah, that does make sense. And Modweke, you know, honestly, my honest opinion on this, yeah, the lineup does not look good. Yeah, the lineup just doesn't look good. I feel like Poch is going for dominating the midfield a little bit there because Gallagher is not a central attacking mid. Because I believe he played as a central midfielder when he was at Palace. So kind of, you know, just the lineup in itself there, I don't know, man. He definitely got that wrong. And I think we can all agree on that. So we're just going to jump into the next talking point, and that is playing players out of position. So like I said before, the first one is Cole. Why is he playing left back? He shouldn't be playing left back. We literally just gave a left back to Dortmund. Like, it doesn't make sense. We have one that's injured, one that we just loaned out, and another one that's injured. So it doesn't make sense. Like, what? Why? I don't understand why. And then we're playing Palmer as a striker. He's not a striker. He's either he either plays on the wings or in the middle. That doesn't make sense. I don't understand why that is. You know, so we have a striker on the bench, but he's not playing, and it doesn't make sense because we were crossing in the box, and Palmer is quite tall. I looked at it. He's 6'2", but even then, he doesn't have that target man. He's not your target man. Broja is your target man. That's what those crosses were for. They were for him, but he's not in there. So what are you doing crossing? It's like we were just crossing and hoping, hey, I hope this one lands on someone's head. You know, hope this lands on someone's head and something happens. You know, it's ridiculous. And cool, man, this guy got targeted. He got targeted, man. Like, they were beating him. Like, in what? It was under 30 minutes. Yeah, he got a yellow card right off the bat there. He's a liability because if he does one more stupid thing, then that's a red and we're a man down. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, so the third talking point was, is Pochettino the right manager for Chelsea? I'm looking at the stats, you know, and I'm like, he got a lot of things wrong. Because with these stats, we should have been winning this match. Like, we should have scored like 4 goals. And I can't blame him for that because he's not on the pitch, you know, actually, you know, playing the game, you know. But I feel like he's the one that makes the lineup. He's the one that selects the players. He's the one that tells them what to do. And I was reading somewhere, a PSG fan said, Pochettino, what he does is he'll tell you what to do from start to about the middle. That's it, you know. Starting from the back, go to the middle, and then the final third, it's up to the players. And that's what he did. He did at PSG. I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what one of the PSG fans said. And it kind of does make sense because when you got Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe, what are you going to tell them? Hey, guys, make sure to dribble like this. No, like they, you know, they're able to kind of figure that out. You know, they're smart players. They're at that level. They're, you know, like they've established themselves. They've have that experience. But with Chelsea, it's a whole different team, man. Like, we're changing players every single season, and you actually have to tell them, okay, this is the pattern that we're going to play. Like, this is how we're playing, you know, getting used to each other's movements. And basically right now we're relying on individual players, and Palmer is one of them that we're relying on. We're relying on him, Sterling, Enzo. It's crazy. We're relying on two City bench warmers who are now starters at Chelsea. Just shows you the level that we're at this point. No disrespect to them, but it's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Next talking point. Next talking point. Can we turn it around? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. And the reason I say that, well, I'm like 50-50 on it. And the reason I say that is because I was watching the pre-match interview with one of the Middlesbrough players, and they said that the game plan was to catch Chelsea on the counter, and that's what they did, and that's how they got their goal. Literally, that's how they got their goal, and it's it's ridiculous. So I'm just gonna hold on. I'm just gonna switch over to a different picture so I can know what I'm talking about here. So if you're looking at the image that I put on screen here, you can see that Cole gets beat by his man, and Casemiro, he loses track of his man that he was supposed to follow into the box, who ends up scoring because for some reason he decided to just, hey, let me just stop tracking him for a second, and he ends up scoring. So if we just go from the beginning, Cole gets beat, Casemiro loses track of his man, doesn't follow through with him, and then we have Gusto and Diassi there. Basically, you can somewhat say it's like a 2v2, but it's really like a 3v3 if Casemiro follows through. It's very weird, It's just like, to be honest, we have like a 3v2, 4v2. Even then, there's no excuse why. Like, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. It's the same story, but man, like, that was a game plan, right? Catch us on the counter, and they did that. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they do it the next game because it looked like they had more heart than we did. They wanted more than we did, and we got what we deserved. And we didn't take our chances, even though we had hundreds. Anyway, so I just switched over to a different app here. As you can see, like, first half, so they had little possession. I think it was their second shot on target went in. Their one big chance, they got that in. Our three big chances, I think they were by Palmer. We missed them. Like, it's crazy. Just looking at these stats, you're like, what? And then when you play FIFA and like you see some of these games, you're like, man, we had so much possession, but we lost. It's like, yo, that's real life. Chelsea's a perfect example of that. Actually, I think the most iconic one is that Barcelona versus Celtic game. It's up there, Like, possession isn't all it. It's about what you do with that possession. And Middlesbrough, they utilized their possession very well. They didn't need much of it, but they used what they had and won the game. And I wouldn't be surprised if they end up getting something at the bridge, either drawing us, fighting hard, and just getting a draw, and then they face potentially Liverpool in the final. And we all know how that will go. But yeah, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Like, come on, ridiculous.